Hey guys, Scott back here again with a new beer dissection video. What I have today is from the famous Stone Brewing Company. It's called their Hazy IPA. They call it an amazingly hazy IPA at 6.7% alcohol. I'm sure I'll have the picture over my shoulder so I don't have to stick in front of the cameras like I usually do. Um, they're out of they're brewing beer at Escondido, California, Richmond, Virginia. Had a couple of beers from them in the last couple of weeks when I've been filming these videos. I hadn't been too happy with. Hopefully this one is different. I think they were bought out by, I don't know if it really was Budweiser. It was one of the big beer companies that I think was maybe even Lion Beverage at Australia. I could be mistaken with that, so feel free to enlighten me underneath the comments in YouTube or Facebook. Some other things here, they're using El Dorado, Azacca, and Sabro hops, and they're doing the job for me. Tropical citrus juicy on the can here, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. That's about it. We're stoked to see IPA is the most popular style craft beer in the world, and yada, yada, yada with everything in there. So anyway, I never had this before. I've had beers from Stone, like I said. I think I just recently did a review on the Stone IPA, one or two others. I think one of them I wasn't really that crazy about, in my opinion. If you are interested in this brewing company and those beers, take a look under the beer dissection. I don't think it was a what is style. I think it was a beer dissection video. So 6.7% alcohol. Pretty snazzy, very like retro 60s type of can, Woodstock looking type of can. All right, like I do with most of my IPAs, I usually like something like a tulip glass, stemmed. That's one of my glasses from Belgium. Okay, and let's crack this guy open here. Okay, and I'll just get about halfway and we'll leave it there. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, sorry, I got some nucleation bubbles here. Nice, dense, inch and a half white to maybe very light tan head. Kind of a gold color. Looks like there's definitely some chill haze there. I apologize for my nucleation bubbles. My glasses are technically clean. They just, sometimes I'm not hand washing every single one of them, so you don't get that quite beer clean kind of glass. You get some of those nucleation bubbles, which aren't ideal, but I'm just drinking the comforts of my own home, and I'm not serving it to you guys, okay? But you don't usually want to see that when you're at a pub or brewery, those nucleation bubbles, okay? But the head's starting to break down, but maybe that's because of the nucleation bubbles there. Medium gold, little chill haze. Remember, most of these IPAs these days, a lot of them are using oats and unmalted wheat. You've heard me say this in a lot of my IPA videos, especially these hazy ones. And the unmalted wheat has a little more protein in it. It adds to the cloudiness, of course, the polyphenols from the hops. So again, if you've heard me say this about 30 times over the last several months, I apologize. But some of you, maybe this is the first video you're watching of mine. It's actually clearing up a little bit more as it sits here. But like I said, kind of a medium to light gold color. If you wanted to say kind of a dark straw, I wouldn't argue with you either. But pretty nice looking beer. Okay, let's take a sniff of the aroma. Oh yeah, you get kind of this, there is definitely tropical fruit in here. I almost get like honeydew, melon, maybe slight pineapple. I don't get, I think they said citrus on the can. I don't get too much citrus. I almost get like this cotton candy aroma. More like a kind of like a strawberry, kind of cotton candy kind of aroma to it. Pretty neutral malt aromas there, what you would expect, kind of that white bread, water cracker kind of smell. But again, I'm getting this, and maybe even like that bubble gum. Sometimes on some of these hops, I get this bubble gum aroma. But it's kind of like this bubble gum, cotton candy. I mean, it's very nice. I mean, it is pleasant. It's just I'm trying to figure it out. I almost have to like pause the camera, maybe edit this a little bit more than I usually do to get this. But it's nice. It's kind of like, it is tropical fruit. It is that kind of, again, that strawberry kind of cotton candy kind of aroma on there. Maybe light, maybe a subtle pineapple, but I don't get much citrus on my nose, but who knows, okay? But pretty nice. Okay, guys, cheers. Pretty high carbonation, medium bodied. Getting like this dank, almost like dank, grassy kind of flavor, obviously. Just trying to figure out, when was this packaged on? Oh, well, that may be the problem. It was packaged on November of 22, being a hazy. So I'm filming this in June of 23. So we're looking at, what did I say? November. So 6, 7, 8 months. It's kind of getting a little bit on the back end. Some beers, even though we like to drink these and within 3 or 4 months to keep them fresh, if they're packaged and stored well, you can stretch it out a lot longer. Some of these, I don't know, I ordered from this particular store. I don't know how they're storing it. It could be sitting in warehouses before, but that's probably why sometimes when hops start degrading, you kind of get this, I always get this like earthy, grassy, almost vegetative type of flavor. Not like DMS, dimethyl sulfide, but kind of this rotten vegetation. So it's not rotten, it's not that bad. It's just, it kind of gives you that kind of grassy, vegetative, old vegetable, cabbagey kind of flavor. But again, I don't want you to misconstrue it that I'm suggesting that it has like DMS, which is a common off flavor. But the aroma is definitely better than the flavor. Yeah, and the aroma is actually quite nice as I'm taking it in again. It's a little bit, like I said, that bubble gum, cotton candy, strawberry cotton candy, tropical fruit is actually quite nice on the nose. No alcoholic warmth. I mean, you are getting some tropical fruit on the taste buds here. I think it's more of like that melon, like that honeydew, cantaloupe type of flavor that I get. But again, on the aftertaste especially, I get this kind of vegetative, rotten vegetable kind of flavor on there, which really isn't that great. So when you're first taking it in, it's not like I'm cringing at it, but like as I let it sit on my palate, yeah, even like a little retronasal, you kind of take it in and kind of breathe out through your mouth. I kind of get, you get in the fruit there. I can see it, but there's just something I can't get over with this kind of vegetative. And I don't think it's the beer. I think if you have a fresh one of these, because now I'm really getting suspicious. I get a lot of my beers delivered now, and so I'm not looking at them on the shelf. So that's probably why I'm missing this. But it says enjoy by March 30th, packaged on 11 of 22. So, I think this beer is reaching their limits. I don't get the papery, like some oxidation, flavors, which is trans 2-nonenal. It's been stored in a can, so we're not going to get the 3 MBT from Light Struck. But I think we're just getting a degradation, maybe a slight malt shift there, because the malt is a little bit more, it should be a little bit more doughy, white bread. This is kind of like white bread, crusty, so I'm wondering if I'm getting like a little bit of a malt shift there. I've been training these a lot. I haven't taken the tasting portion. I did really well in the written portion of the Cicerone. I train with these flavor spikes. But there's this vegetative thing. I don't think it's, what was I just drew a blank on it. You know, I'm not getting, no, DMS, that's right. I'm not getting that DMS sulfur type of thing. I don't think it's that. I think it's maybe some of the hop breakdown and maybe a little malt shift that I'm getting on the taste buds. So anyway, guys, it's, you know, listen, if I already had a couple beers into me, I may not pick this up as quickly. Or if I went from this to a stout, I probably would not even be thinking about it. But again, I'm just getting that vegetative state on there. So anyway, with the beer dissection, Stone Hazy IPA here. Again, I'm sure if you had a fresh can, it's probably a lot better. I just think maybe we're getting a little bit on the far end of age here. So I don't want to knock Stone. Stone's been around for a while. I know some people knock them because now they're big beer, but they usually produce pretty solid beers all the time. I just think this one isn't great because I can see those notes of tropical fruit, as I was mentioning, on the nose and on the palate. You know, get a little bit of that pineapple, a little bit of that cantaloupe, honeydew type of flavor. Again, I get that bubble gum, strawberry, cotton candy, which are all pleasant flavors and aromas. But I think especially on the aftertaste here, I think we're getting some malt shift and some you know, hop degradation that's giving me that vegetative and not the DMS. So grade-wise, got to give it like C-, D+. I really can't go for this particular can that I have in front of me. If I had a fresh can and I take away that vegetative component, I'd probably raise the grade up a little bit. I'd probably give it more like, you know, a C+, grade. Now, look, if I had a brand spanking fresh one, maybe I'd be in the B range. I don't know. So to be fair to Stone in this beer, I'm sure if it was a lot fresher, it would probably be, I'd bump the grade up. I'd probably be enjoying it a lot more. I just can't get over that vegetative kind of flavor that I'm getting there. Anyway, guys, so, you know, judge for yourself. If you see this, I'm expecting if you get a fresh one. That's why I always check the bottoms of your cans. I'm not getting out to the stores as much recently, so I'm actually asking and getting people to bring the beer to me. So I don't check these cans myself anyway, but you can see that you'll see the digits on the bottom. Usually it's either a canning date or best buy date or best consumed date. I think if you had a fresh one, chime in under my comments that it was great or whatever. I could see how this beer was probably had a better day. saw better days, I should say. Anyway, guys, beer dissection. I'm not even go into food pairing with this since I'm not really thinking it's very fresh. Hazy IPA. This can, a little oomph, you know, as I gave it a low grade. But if you got a fresh one, I think it would boost it up a little bit. I can see with some of the positive things I did say about it, if those were a little more accentuated and some of that maybe a little bit of malt shift, vegetative flavor from the hop breakdown, then I would say it was probably a lot better. All right, guys, until the next beer dissection video, have a great day. Take care.